Jeremy and I were living in Nocatee. We had just bought a house, living the dream, big house, going out to dinner all the time, hanging out, spending money. We were in one of the boys' bedrooms, repainting, redoing the bedroom. I mean, the house was brand new, but we felt like we needed to repaint and redo the bedroom. And I was just sitting there, and just a wave of emotions came over me. And I just looked up at Jeremy and I said, I don't even know why you're painting this bedroom. This isn't where we're supposed to be. And he kind of looked at me and was like, really? Because I'm about to paint this whole bedroom. And I just said, well, I don't know. You know, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right being here. Something's off. But it was at that point I really truly felt that it was the start of me personally, and I think both of us, just really checking and realizing that the things that we had weren't important. They weren't the things we wanted. They weren't making us happy. We didn't like the people we were turning into. We felt like there was something tugging on our hearts to change and be different and do something else. Jeremy came home, or he called me actually, and said that he had just lost his job. And so he was the only one that was working, and I was at home with the kids. And so him losing his job was pretty devastating. And we had this huge house and 2 cars and credit card debt and kids doing a million activities. And
so we really felt like service and missionary work and being on mission was something that we could do and that we wanted to do. And that God was calling us to get out of where we were. You know, we had to sell our house and move in with friends who was gracious enough to hold us until we literally could figure out and wait until what God wanted us to do. We just kept praying, God, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? And the mission we were going to go visit, BVSA, has another plant in Honduras. And when you're in Guatemala, maybe it's something we could check out. In August of last year, came to visit Honduras to see if this is what we're doing. And upon leaving here for a visit for 5 days, amazing things happened. God really answered our prayers of where do you want us to be. We were clear that God wanted us to be on mission, that God wanted us to be here in Honduras and help here in Travesía. We bought tickets first, actually, before we did anything else, and said this is our date to go. Sold all of our stuff through yard sales and whatnot, sold our cars to friends. On October the 4th, 2017, we moved to Guatemala to prepare for Honduras, and 3 months later we were here. Well, 4 months later we were here in January.
Life on mission for our family here in Honduras has been
pretty crazy.
A huge change for us. Our worries were education. What does that look like? Especially in the schools here. Obviously they speak Spanish, and so I'm just worried that some of the education might get lost because the boys don't speak Spanish yet. That was tough, but we got through it. One of the things that's really been cool for our family is I believe that we have, it's drawn us closer as a family.
It's a cool experience. There's new food, new way of life, and new stuff you do every day. And yesterday we went to a waterfall, and you wouldn't go to the waterfall in the States. You would that's not my daily plan.
What's something that's been hard?
You know, just family. Papa and Gigi. Monica.
Spanish has been hard, I think, for all of us. For me, probably the most. I've been struggling with it the most.
But you're part Mexican.
I
so
know.
I don't get it.
I think Jackson, despite the fact that he says it's hard for him, speaks really well. I think he doesn't give himself enough credit. That's been tough. There's been a lot of times, a lot of nights, a lot of days, a lot of afternoons, mornings that our family struggled, like tears and sadness. But the thing about that is that we can really relate it to it, because when Jackson says he misses his friends or he misses this or that from the States, I can relate and say, you know what, I do too.
That's right.
And that's real. That's a real feeling, and I agree, because I miss that stuff too. But we work through it, we talk through it, we remember why we're here.
We weren't or aren't professionally trained missionaries, so our family had no idea what to expect. We knew we loved Jesus, And we knew we were going to go and that this was part of his plan. And our boys had amazing faith and perseverance in that fact. So when we said what we were going to go do and how long we were going to be gone, it was tough for them, but they jumped in. They love Jesus, they love the Bible. I think that's probably been the biggest surprise to me as a parent here, to hear and to read and to think about from other people, like, hey, you know, your kids are going on mission, they're going to live in Honduras, third world country, aren't you worried about Zika and malaria and murder and all the bad things that come along with the world? And man, there's bad things in Florida and in South Carolina and all over the place. But this kind of growth, this things that these boys, I've seen these guys do over the past year has been amazing. And I've never could have seen their perseverance and their love for other people and for each other if we just stayed in our neighborhood. One thing that we talk about a lot is that God wasn't just calling me and Maria to go to mission. We knew that God was calling the Fosters, all of us, to mission. It was for all four of us.